Howdy, Shasta College. Humanities 4 through Film Studies, fall of 2023. Films are about 125 years old, and you're just getting in on the tail end of what's been a long, beautiful journey. Anyway, this is kind of a brief welcome to the class and a brief bio who the hell I am. My name's Rex Thompson, your humble professor. I grew up loving movies, not just loving them, living them, inside them. I spent every waking hour at the movie theater. I'd rather be at the movie theater than in the classroom or at home. So every Saturday for 20 years, first 20 years of my life, I was at a movie theater. And I didn't care what movie it was. In those days, we didn't have social media, so half the time I didn't know what the movies were. They just changed weekly, and I was there and happy to be there. It was a sanctuary from the brutality of the world around me and a good place to go hide and fantasize about a world that I wanted to be a part of very badly. So later on, as I got older, got my first movie camera in high school from my father, and we made some quirky little movies, as kids will do. This long before video cameras. This is Super 8 and film, celluloid, I should say, long before cell phones and iPhones and digital media. We had to do it the old way. We had to shoot a film, take it to the developer, get it developed. Had no sound. We put our own sound on it. We would do music. We would do everything we can to make it a movie. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I dreamed about doing. I went to end up going to college, San Francisco State, studied film. Later on, I moved to LA to try to my hand at screenwriting. I lived down there for about 10 years, worked on some low budget films as a crew member. Pardon me, this cough. I just started coughing. Pardon me. Anyway, but I didn't get anywhere too far. Made some brief connections, not enough. Ended up moving out of there for a while. Then I went off to live in the woods with my horse, my dog, my girlfriend. I wrote a novel. And then I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. This would be late 80s, and it was starting to become a very important artist community. And I wrote some plays and directed them out there. Met some friends that became friends, actors, producers, and musicians, and we did some plays. And then I got to direct a movie called God Drives a Pontiac. You can look it up on your internet movie database under my name, or God Drives a Pontiac. I wrote it, directed it, did the music. With my friends, we all pitched in money. We raised money. Low budget independent film that we made in 1993. Played in about 10 cities around the United States: New York City, Seattle, San Francisco, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Taos, New Mexico. Anyway, we made a couple more movies out there. Had a rock band out there, Scary Elvis. I was the lead singer, wrote the songs, most of the songs, sang and played a very primitive, loud rhythm guitar. It wasn't punk, but it was definitely 3-chord rock and roll. And that was great. That lasted about 10 years. Then after that, all fell apart. Moved up to Portland, Oregon, because I wanted to be in that cool environment up there, and went back to school, got my master's degree. That's what I'm teaching now, and made a movie up there. A lot of those shown, and played in New York City also, 2007. And then I got a call from Shasta College. Their film teacher had Didn't work out. My brother was working out at Shasta College and said, "Well, I have a brother who's a film historian. You should interview him." So they interviewed me, and at the time I had a broken leg. I was in a wheelchair actually, and I went in and had the interview, and evidently I passed. That was 8 years ago. And so I've been teaching this class for 8 years, and I teach humanities too, which is all arts from the Renaissance to current time. That covers music, painting, dance, movies, plays. But this is my favorite class to teach. I always tell people everything is cinema. That is not my quote. That's a Jean-Luc Godard quote, famous French filmmaker who just died this year at 92, and he was making movies up until this year with new digital technology. He never gave up. We'll be covering his movies under the titles of the French New Wave, which came about in the early 1960s, late 1950s, and it changed cinema history. Um, I still obsessed about movies, not so much what's coming out of Hollywood because it's kind of I can't get excited about Ant-Man Part 4 or Iron Man Part 15 or Top Gun Part 29. I think they've run out of story ideas and they need help. That's why you turn to foreign films coming out of Asia, Europe, South America, Africa, because they don't get the big production and the superhero movies. They have to make movies about human beings on a human being level. They don't have any Tom Cruises flying jets and riding motorcycles to save the day. That's fantasy world of Hollywood, and it's very successful what it's doing right now. The two big movies this week that opened are Barbie, and it's made a boatload of money already, and Oppenheimer about our scientists who gave us the atomic bomb. Isn't that great? Um, they got both respectable reviews. They're making good at the box office. People are going back to the movie. I think you get tired of sitting at home streaming movies. And people want the experience of going to a movie theater again. I hope. Um, so that's who I am. That's what I do. I'm working on a documentary movie right now. Uh, I'm also halfway through writing a novel, and I collect guitars, ride a mountain bike, live with feral cats in a studio, and I'm a painter also. That's right. That's some of my work. That's a self-portrait, by the way. Anyway, hope you guys are being creative. Don't be afraid of foreign movies. Don't be afraid of black and white because I'm going to delve into all that. I'll explain more on opening day. I'm going to do two of these lectures a week and posting stuff, films for you to watch. Hopefully, it doesn't cost you anything. It might cost some money because I can't find all the films I need you to see free, but I'm trying my best. Let's watch some movies and let's talk about movies. We're going to have discussions. You're going to keep a journal. You're going to write essays. And that's it. Welcome to cinema. And remember, everything is cinema. And I do mean everything. Welcome.